For months, Christian Horner's name has echoed through the Formula One paddock like a ghost of the sport's most intense rivalries. Sacked unexpectedly from Red Bull Racing despite having years left on his contract, the man who built one of F1's greatest modern dynasties vanished from public view. No interviews, no press conferences, just rumours. Wild, persistent rumours of a dramatic return. And now, Horner has finally spoken. And what he revealed has sent shockwaves across the entire grid. In a recent statement to the media, Horner admitted he feels his journey in Formula One is far from over. But this time, he doesn't want to come back as just another team boss. He wants power, ownership, controls, and possibly a seat at the table of one of F1's most valuable teams. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear could reshape rivalries, alliances, and the balance of power in Formula One. And don't forget to subscribe, because this story is only just beginning, and you won't want to miss what comes next. Christian Horner's stunning confession about having unfinished business in Formula One has reignited one of the biggest comeback stories the sport has ever seen. After more than 2 decades leading Red Bull Racing into a modern dynasty, delivering multiple world championships with Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen, Horner's abrupt dismissal last season shocked the paddock. With over 5 years still left on his contract, his removal was not only unexpected but unprecedented in modern F1 leadership. Behind the scenes, Horner reportedly negotiated one of the largest exit settlements in motorsport history, with some estimates reaching nearly $100 million. That massive payout effectively bought his freedom, freeing him to return to the sport as early as the second quarter of this year. Yet, instead of immediately jumping into another team principal role, Horner disappeared from public view, allowing speculation to grow wildly across Formula One circles. Now, with his latest remarks, Horner has revealed that his comeback plan is far bigger than anyone imagined. He does not want to return as an employee. He wants ownership. This is a critical shift. For years, Horner operated within Red Bull's corporate structure, executing decisions but never holding a personal financial stake in the team itself. But in today's Formula One, teams are no longer just racing outfits. They are billion-dollar assets. Recent deals, like Mercedes being valued at over $7 billion, show how rapidly the sport has transformed into a global business empire. Horner understands this better than most. By purchasing a stake in a team, he would secure not only influence over sporting decisions, but also long-term financial power within Formula One's future. And the team most strongly linked to this dramatic move is Alpine. Alpine's ownership changed significantly in 2023 when Otro Capital and a celebrity-backed investment group acquired 24% of the team for around €200 million. At the time, the deal valued Alpine at approximately $1.4 billion. But with F1's booming popularity, that figure has likely soared. This creates a unique opportunity. Horner has reportedly entered preliminary talks with Otro Capital to buy their share, a move that would instantly make him one of the sport's most influential figures once again. Although Horner publicly played down the rumours, Alpine insiders, including Flavio Briatore, openly confirmed that negotiations have taken place. This contradiction suggests something important. Horner may be trying to keep things quiet while deals are explored behind closed doors. Strategically, Alpine makes perfect sense for him. The team has massive manufacturer backing from Renault, fresh investment potential, and now, crucially, Mercedes power units starting this season, This engine partnership could dramatically boost Alpine's competitiveness after years of underwhelming performance. For Horner, who has made it clear he will only return for something that can win, Alpine represents a project with both risk and enormous upside. But there's another fascinating layer to this story. If Horner becomes a stakeholder in Alpine, he would suddenly find himself in a business ecosystem directly connected to Toto Wolff, his greatest rival. Mercedes now supplies Alpine's engines, which means Horner and Wolff, once bitter enemies during the intense Hamilton-Verstappen championship wars, would be linked through technical and commercial cooperation. The rivalry between these two men defined one of the most dramatic eras in Formula One. The 2021 season wasn't just about racing, it was a political war, filled with protests, accusations, and explosive media exchanges. Every race weekend felt like a chess match between two masterminds fighting for total dominance. Yet now, Wolff has admitted that F1 feels strange without Horner's presence, calling him a great enemy, and even suggesting that rivalry like theirs are essential for the sport's excitement. Horner, meanwhile, has softened his tone as well, saying that competition is meaningless if everyone is too friendly. This mutual respect hints at something deeper. Horner doesn't just want to return to Formula One, he wants to return to the battlefield where power, ambition, and rivalry collide. But Alpine isn't the only team he contacted. Last year, both Haas and Aston Martin confirmed that Horner had approached them for exploratory discussions. While neither pursued the idea further, it shows how actively Horner has been searching for the right opportunity. Not just any opportunity, the right one. One that offers control, influence, and a realistic path to championships. And that suggests something even more intriguing. Horner's talk of unfinished business may not simply be about missing the sport. It may be about redemption. Many insiders believe his sudden dismissal at Red Bull involved internal politics and power struggles behind closed doors. Horner built that team from the ground up, turning a struggling operation into one of the most dominant forces in modern F1 history. To leave like that, mid-season, without a proper farewell, may have felt like an incomplete legacy. By returning as a team owner, Horner could rewrite his story. Instead of being remembered as a boss who was forced out, he could become a visionary leader who built success twice, with two different teams. If he succeeds at Alpine, it would be one of the greatest comebacks in Formula One history. A fallen giant rising again. But of course, there are challenges. Buying into a modern F1 team now requires enormous financial backing. Even a minority stake could cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Horner would almost certainly need a group of investors to support the deal. Yet, with his reputation, experience, and proven championship-winning track record, convincing wealthy partners may not be difficult. In fact, many investors would likely see Horner as the perfect figure to turn Alpine into a serious title contender. The real question is timing. Horner himself has said he's in no rush. He doesn't need to return, which means when he does make a move, it will be carefully calculated. And when that move finally happens, it could send shockwaves across the entire grid. Drivers could be reshuffled. Team strategies could change overnight. Old rivalries could ignite once more, this time with even higher stakes. Because a Christian Horner comeback wouldn't just be a return, it would be a power shift in Formula One. So the question now is, will Christian Horner become Formula One's next powerful team owner? And, if he does, could Alpine transform into a championship contender under his influence? Or is this the beginning of an even bigger shake-up across the grid? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our latest videos.